Welcome to another edition of Web Chat with the Warden. I'm Chris McMillan, joined with Warden David Mayberry. It's a nice fall day. I understand you just had a brisk walk.
I just walked over from the county building, and it's a beautiful day to be out for a walk. I'm a little worried about the rain, but it held off, so good.
And it is election season in Oxford County, and one of the reasons we're talking to the Warden is he's not in a race right now. He's been acclaimed as the mayor of Southwest Oxford. Can you explain to people who maybe just don't understand, why you'll be staying on Warden now? So there is not an option for the public to vote in the Warden. That's done by Oxford County councillors.
Certainly, yeah. The people of the county, each in the lower tier municipalities, have an opportunity to vote for whoever they want for mayor, and in the case of Woodstock, 2 additional city-county councillors. And out of those 10 people that come to the county council, they choose of themselves. Of those 10 people, one is chosen to be warden, and that's the very first meeting in December, which is usually the second Tuesday, or at least the day before the second Wednesday, the night before. Actually, they choose the next warden, and anyone can put their name forward or can ask to be nominated, and then it's up to the county council to actually choose the person they want to be the head of county council for the next 4 years.
Been going to the county council meetings for the last month, maybe even 2. They've been pretty short. Not that I'm complaining, but could you maybe explain why there's not any major decisions kind of happening right now? So
certainly after nomination day, if a certain percentage of council is not coming back, then you're in a lame duck. So a number of municipalities will be that if people are retiring or whatever. And so during the lame duck period, there's a maximum amount that council can spend. So any big projects, unless it's in the budget, there are any big projects that sort of come up, or any major policies that may create angst amongst the public, that you really don't want to do something and then just kind of run out the door. So I think it's been a practice, and in fact it's in the Municipal Act and the Election Act, that you can't do certain things. So they tend to be kind of more housekeeping issues, sort of the day-to-day things that are in process that you do over the last 2 or 3 months of any council term. And any sort of major things, such as the budget, for example, can't be discussed, and so that will start while staff are working on it, both at the county and at the lower tier levels. They won't be discussed probably until early in December.
We have the election day is October 22nd. However, residents in, I believe, every township in Oxford County can vote now. Advanced polls are open. What message do you want to get out to the public to just, get out and vote?
Well, I think, we live in a free and relatively democratic country, and I think that's a great privilege. I've had enough experience traveling the world to know that we are indeed incredibly fortunate in Canada, and particularly in southwestern Ontario. We know peace and prosperity, safety and security like almost nowhere else in the world. But that there's a requirement of the citizens to sort of maintain that. We also live in an area where we have great future. We have great potential, and the Future Oxford Community Sustainability Plan talks about how do we preserve and conserve the future that we have now for future generations, or the good quality of life we have now for future generations. And that requires that the people you elect think about the future and are not worried about just the next 4 years, but are worried about the long term. So I would strongly encourage people to get out and vote. Vote for people that you think envision a future that you think is the right one for your local municipality and for the county as a whole. But it is the responsibility, I would suggest, of every citizen to vote, and I would strongly encourage them to do so.
Absolutely. Get out, research your candidates, find out who's running in your area and who you want representing you. I think that does it for us, so I want to thank the Warden for coming in today.
Do it.
And make sure to join us again next time for another edition of Web Chat with the Warden.